Situated on the shores of the Mediterranean, Tel Aviv could be described as Israel's New York City. And in just over 100 years, it's become one of the world's leading startup cities.
Tel Aviv was established in 1909. It is a very young city.
It is.
All this was sand here in 1909.
What was the vision for it?
And the vision was to establish here a modern Jewish city that speaks the Hebrew language, a foundation for a Jewish life. The idea was to realize the dreams, the hopes, the prophecies of our prophets and the dreams of the Jews all over the world. The most amazing thing about the Jewish people is the fact that we keep dreaming the same dream wherever we are through the centuries. Next year in Jerusalem, next year in Jerusalem.
Who were the leaders, the people that founded Tel Aviv?
66 Jewish families, the inhabitants of the old city of Jaffa. Narrow alleyways, sewage in the street, and an oriental city struggling. Jews in Jaffa dream about breaking from the walls of Jaffa and establish here a Jewish neighborhood. We paid in gold for every inch here. And the money was paid to whom? To the Ottomans? Who are the Ottomans? That's not their land. This was redeeming the land of Israel.
Isaac Dror is the education manager of Independence Hall, the location where David Ben-Gurion declared Israel's statehood and its founding fathers signed the Declaration of Independence. We're seated here in front of Independence Hall. This is a significant place.
It is significant. It is really significant. It is the place where Israel was born, but it is also the place where Tel Aviv was established. It was the home of the founder of Tel Aviv. It was the first art museum of the city. In the book of Ezekiel, Ezekiel lived in a place called Tel Aviv, a Jewish city in Babylon, where he was prophet. A tiny Jewish community in the desert of Iraq, exiled Jews.
In 1950, Tel Aviv and Jaffa merged to form Tel Aviv-Yaffo. It's also where Jonah caught a ship to flee from the Lord and ended up in the belly of a whale. Today, it's Israel's second largest city, and though it's home to all foreign embassies, Tel Aviv is clearly not the biblical capital of Israel and the Jewish people. This city, in contrast to Jerusalem, Jerusalem is more of a religious environment.
This city does not have to bear the heavy load that Jerusalem is carrying. It is the holiness of Jerusalem. And Tel Aviv does not have to carry all this history. But Tel Aviv is very, very special in a different way.
Israel's founders sensed they were fulfilling prophecy. In the middle of this secular city, surrounded by construction cranes, one monument says it all.
This is from the Bible, Jeremiah, and it says here, I shall rebuild you and you will be built, O Virgin of Israel. This is the motto of those who established Tel Aviv.
And as we stand here now, the prophecy is being fulfilled in front of your eyes.
In front of your eyes. It is the first time after 2,000 years, the Jewish people building the Jewish land, speaking Hebrew with their Bible in their hand, in the land of Israel.
Today, Tel Aviv is known as Silicon Wadi. What is it about Tel Aviv that so much creativity, innovativeness has come out of this area?
There's more than 700 startup companies concentrated in this city. There's venture capital that is being invested in Israel, which is the highest per capita in the world. Combined, of course, with Israel's culture and with Israel's circumstances, have made Tel Aviv what it is today, the second Silicon Valley of the world.
I met with educator Ze'ev Ben-Shahar, who gave us a modern comparison to the founding of Israel and Tel Aviv.
I think the whole venture of Israel is a startup venture. You can see this miracle around us today.
Tel Aviv has the third largest economy in the Middle East.
It's not all theoretical. It affects our lives every day. And I'll just give you an example. Yesterday, I was chatting with my wife on Facebook using instant messenger technology, which was developed here in Israel. I came here using Waze, which is a community-based navigation and GPS system that saves me dozens of hours every month. I parked using Pango, which is an app that allows me to park wherever I want without any difficulty.
I asked some Tel Aviv residents why they live here and what the city means to them.
Architecture is very nice. It's the best city. You can do whatever you want. You can eat whenever you want. You have the beach, of course, that you can go. I think the people are amazing, the most amazing.
You like the life here?
Yeah, I like the way that people are open-minded, and this is a creative place here, which is completely different than in Paris and completely different than in US.
It's the most exciting city in Israel. Everything happens here.
Everyone's telling me that.
All the cultural activities are happening here.
Tel Aviv, it's the center of Israel, of business, of life, of families, of real estate, of everything.
I asked Ben Shahar about the future of Tel Aviv.
I think it's going to explode, not literally, but I think it is going to explode. The amount of high-tech companies, the amount of innovations that are developed here that are crucial to making the world a better place are going to come out of Tel Aviv. And more research and more funding is going to come into this city and hopefully create a better future, not just for Jews, but for Christians, Muslims, Buddhists around the world.
For CBN News, I'm Scott Ross in Tel Aviv.